On this episode of Geek Dad Life, we're going to do my end-of-year toy room tour for 2021. Hey everybody, and welcome to Geek Dad Life. It's your host, Jay Glatfelter here. Yes, it's the end of 2021, and that means it's time for another tour of my toy room. And this one is just going to be on my cell phone. It shoots in 4K, and I can do, the weird 60 frames per second, which I'm going to try here, just to try and, keep the movement as smooth as possible. So let me flip around the camera here. And I've done 2 toy room tours before, so one for 2019 as well as 2020, and you can find a playlist for those right, can you see me? Finger right there. And if you want to check those out, really nothing has dramatically changed since those previous ones, but there has been some additions as well as rearrangements and some changes to the room. So I will start off with my favorite wall in my toy room. It is my play set wall. This was my dream when I moved into this house, and it is kind of my showstopper, if you will. Or at least to people that care about this stuff. People that don't care about this stuff will be like, ooh, you've got a problem. Anyway, I've got Police Academy from Kenner, Filmation's Ghostbusters. All I'm missing from this collection is the Bone Troller and I believe the Time Hopper. And once I get those 2, that'll be a complete collection. Everyone knows, well, most people know, Real Ghostbusters by Kenner is my favorite toy line of all time. And this is my setup. I don't think I have changed anything too much this past year. Maybe a figure here or there has been added, but I do really like this setup. It's kind of the center of my playset toy wall because it is the uppermost and the centermost of my playset wall because it's my favorite. And fittingly, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is right below it also in the center. And I think, if I had to rank childhood favorites, it's definitely 1, 2, GBs and TMNT. Also loved Voltron growing up. Nothing's really changed here too much. This is the Panoche Place Voltron, as well as the Castle of Lions and some of the figures. Found this all pretty much in one collection. The Castle of Lions is complete. Also, Dungeons and Dragons by LJN, another one of my favorite toy lines. Haven't really added anything too much, but still, the Fortress of Fangs is just one of those great all-time play sets. Masks, not too much added here, except for the Hurricane. That was an addition this past year, but other than that, it has been the same. And then for vintage Kenner Star Wars, really, gosh, out of any property outside of Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles and probably Masters of the Universe, Star Wars has been that kind of always there passion and love. And again, some of the great play sets going from really A New Hope to Return of the Jedi. And I moved my Yoda puppet right there for right now. I don't really have anywhere to put it. But and then we go to my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collection. I haven't added too much here, but I adore this toy line. A lot of these are childhood survivors for me. A lot of the figures are, and I'm so thankful to have, a great many from when I was a kid. And the ones that I have added have been the ones that I just really either had and lost, or I've always wanted. Like the News Van was definitely one that I always wanted, was happy to pick up. Ooh, also, I forgot that I moved these down here when I was dusting. They belong up here with the Ghostbusters. And then last over here is Thundercats. Pretty much, there's nothing else I really want in this toy line. But LJN's Thundercats, an amazing toy line. Really love it. Jurassic Park, I think I added the T-Rex this past year. Maybe some of the figures as well. I think in last year's video, I was like, how do I not have a T-Rex yet? I've had him a few times, and then went out and got another one from the original Kenner toy line. So again, one of those all-time great play sets. And one of the, there's not that many in the 90s, but that's definitely one of them. And then we've got my G.I. Joe collection, and most of it is housed on my USS flag. This is where I'm going to be putting that HasLab Sky Striker whenever it comes in, as we taking off the USS flag, which will be really cool. And then we come to my Masters of the Universe wall. And this is a bit of a change from this video last year. I finally did it. Maybe you can already notice what's changed about this display. But I have swapped out vintage Masters of the Universe figures with Masters of the Universe Origins figures. So as more and more come out, I'm going to be giving my vintage figures a rest as those legs and rubber bands get tired, and replace them with Masters of the Universe Origins figures, because they really, you know, alongside the vintage ones, I think they look pretty good. Let me know at home what you think. But still, having like rare and expensive figures like Scareglow sitting out here or Ninjor sitting out here is not my ideal collection situation long term. So it's nice to get them off their legs. I have a really great storage solution, and if you all really want it, I'll post a more detailed video of storing the original vintage figures safely, as well as the process of kind of swapping out vintage figures and putting in some of the MOTU Origins figures. But maybe you can see some of the work that's already been done there. And then I also kind of changed out this light stand kind of shelf thing to also be Masters of the Universe. So definitely need to show Revelation some love. And I also love the other Netflix show, the He-Man, the Masters of the Universe. And I've got a couple of the sets from MOTU Origins here as well. And this sweet MOTU take-along tape player and recorder. I think I got that one from John. Next up is my closet display. It is in progress right now. So this whole wall, and it's really just everything's kind of been pulled away from it. There's just kind of toys sitting here right now. But this is going to be my shelves for, at the very least, my Super 7 Thunder Tank, as well as Thundercats Ultimates figures, and then also my Super 7 TMNT Ultimates Party Wagon and figures, and then potentially also some Masters of the Universe as well. Maybe the Masterverse figures, but that's what this wall area is going to be. And it'll kind of connect to the other shelves that are in this space. The other thing that's changed here is me moving my Crash Test dummy so I can have the full Crash Test Center playset displayed. And then I just did this. This used to be where my Jurassic Park command... No, I'm sorry. This is where my Thundercats are now. They were originally up where the Ghost Command playset was from Filmation's Ghostbusters. So once that one came into the collection, I had to move it around, and this kind of got shifted just in parts to this wall over here. But now, given the kind of rearrangement of the space and having this shelf back, I decided, okay, let's get the Bravestarr back out here, because this is just a fantastic toy line. Great vehicles, great figures, just great colors, a really cool scale as well. And so I'm really excited to have these all on display again. A darn near complete collection. I think I have all of them. The only thing that's not displayed is this guy's little buggy. I just don't have room for it right now, but still a really awesome toy collection. My storage for all the vintage MOTU figures is going to be in these banker boxes down here. I moved up all of my Pee-wee stuff to just this section, so it's all kind of together, which is nice. I've also got the Little People Sesame Street collection playset. Again, one of my all-time favorite playsets. Some Smurfs, as well as some California Raisins. Alvin and the Chipmunks. Then we've got my kind of catch-all Ghostbusters shelf. It's a little bit of everything. Some of the new merchandise for Afterlife is here, as well as the Diamond Select Ghostbusters, the Diamond Select Firehouse, Facade, as well as these are my vintage role-play toys. So these are Childhood Survivors here on the wall, as well as just some other cool vintage real Ghostbusters stuff or Ghostbusters 2 promo stuff. My Kenner Classics are some of them that I have up here on the wall. And then on the top here, sealed Ecto-1, Gooper Ghost, Proton Pack. My vintage Ecto-1 with the new roof rack attachment, but it's not, you know, glued on there or anything, so it can be taken off pretty easily. Pirates of Dark Water, sealed turtle stuff, Movie Star Turtles. So that's that wall. And then this hasn't really changed too much on the top. That's the same, but I have moved this around a bit. Moved my vintage Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers right there. And then I finally added a Playmates Star Trek collection. I love this toy line growing up. Loved the show, The Next Generation, growing up. So really excited to find a whole collection of these for real cheap to put them in there. King Kong, Godzilla, both the vintage ones as well as the NECA ones. Gremlins, some NECA, but also LJN vintage. Small Soldiers, again, one of my favorite movies growing up, as well as a toy line. It's really cool, and I'd love somebody to pick it up into the future. Moved around Hook, again, another one of my favorite movies, and as such, one of my favorite toy lines. Toxic Crusaders. I just still have these two for Centurions. I hope I'll find more eventually. Also got my Disney Afternoon reppin' right here. These were in my Detolfs, but now they are here. Kenner Aliens, Tron, Land Before Time, Pizza Hut. Some knickknacks, you know, muscle figures as well as Imperial dinosaurs and stuff like that. And then we've got my desk. This hasn't changed too much. I kind of live stream, or I can record straight from my Sony a6400 into the computer. So that's when I have a really nice video quality. It's coming from that one. And then a Logitech 4K webcam in other situations. Ring light, I don't shoot it direct. I bounce it off the back wall here. Tons of little tools and stuff like that. People ask me how I do that cool kind of that slow kind of panning effect with the camera. It's this device right here, the Tarian. There's a bunch of companies that make these. They all kind of do the same thing, but it has a little motor and rolls along on the back, and then it'll kind of let you set up different panning shots, which is really cool. Highly recommend that. It's kind of a really simple thing. I just hook the camera up to it and then kind of do these fun little moving shots, kind of add some more dynamics to the display or what you're shooting. And then this is what's behind me on any of the live streams or any talking head I do is usually this wall right here. VHS collection. And then since this is what's behind me mostly, I just try to have a little bit of everything of all the things that I love. And so that's what you will see here. This I change a lot. This has probably changed 10, 15 times throughout the year, but this is what it is today at the end of 2021. Vintage Sony Trinitron. And then the last wall is my Detolf wall, starting with my vintage Kenner Star Wars collection. I haven't added anything to this year. I mean, really all that's left for me is Yak Face. And so that'll be it, and then I'll be done. And then I don't think I've added anything to the Hasbro Wrestling Figs. Nothing out of the Hot Toys. I did move, or at least as I've gotten more, my Super 7 TMNT Ultimates are right here for right now, until I get that shelf space set up in the closet area. And then my NECA 1990 figures. Kenner Superpowers are my favorite toy lines of all time. That's a complete Hall of Justice. I'd like to one day maybe display it, you know, open and everything like that. But for right now, it kind of just fits perfect along this Detolf. I have all of the figures. It's a complete collection. Missing some of the vehicles, though. And then this was a famous new addition, the HasLab Sentinel. Taking a few pictures of this, but this is kind of my 90s X-Men setup. I freaking loved this show growing up. And the second Hasbro announced this as a HasLab, I wanted it because this is the exact kind of display I wanted to put together. So I really am pumped that I have that Sentinel. And he hasn't fallen over inside that display case since I put him in there. Some Inhumanoids, as well as my G1 Transformers collection. I don't think I've added anything in here. Maybe one or two Autobots or Decepticons along the way. And that's it. There's a pretty quick look at my toy room for the end of 2021. It's been a great year on this channel. This Geek Dad Life endeavor has been so much fun. Big thanks to John, who does my live stream Toy Geeks with me, as well as Ralph, who does my live stream Screen Geeks. Thank you to everybody that's commented, has been a part of a live stream, has sent a really kind email, has helped me out with anything on any of the shows. Thank you so much. Honestly, the reason I do this channel is, one, to be creative, but to, most importantly, kind of build connections with fellow geeks out there. So really, all of you are why I enjoy doing this, and my sincerest thanks to everybody, because without you, I would not be making videos and posting them up on the Geek Dad Life YouTube page. So thank you to all of you. I wish you all a very happy new year. And until next time, hasta luego and goodbye.